Yo, what's good, guys? So we're bringing you guys a pretty awesome RU battle. So this battle is basically, well, my team is basically showcasing the power of Combusken because gotta use my channel mascot at one point because Blaziken gotta get banned to Ubers and I don't have much of a Ubers team. So too bad I can't use Blaziken, but we're just gonna rock on with Combusken. So yeah, so it's against my opponent Jear. So let's get this battle started. Alright, so I'm going to start out with my Per Ugly because Per Ugly does have fake out U-turn combination, so whatever Pokemon he sends out I should be able to do some decent damage and switch right out. So he's going to send out his Lower Helix as I straight away just go for a fake out because that's the obvious play because his Lower Helix potentially must have Focus Sash and I do want to break it, but I'm just going to U-turn out of his Doublade and because he did predict the fake out, so it's not going to do anything to a Ghost type, but yeah. So bye Felicia. She's going to switch out. I'm going to send out my Seismic Toe as I predict him, go for some kind of Sacred Sword action, but he actually goes for an Iron Head, which does really pretty much nothing to the Seismic Toe because Seismic Toe is usually a defensive tank and he's pretty much, yeah, bulky. So I'm going to straight away go for Earthquake instead of Stealth Rocks because I did predict him to maybe switch out to his Jolteon and get off an HP Grass while I set up the Stealth Rocks, but yeah, that's why I went for Earthquake to catch his Jolteon off guard because usually Jolteon does pack the Hidden Power Grass, as a good HP Fire, not HP Fire, HP Grass is definitely good typing in this tier anyway, but unfortunately he sends out his Crayola as I, just Earthquake him, but that's fine because Seismic Toe or Puberty here is a defensive tank, so he should be able to eat up whatever hits Crayola can do to me, but of course on the following turn I just waiting for Stealth Rocks, try to get some residual damage so he doesn't really have a good switch into, my Earthquakes because all his Pokemon pretty much can do receive some decent damage from the power of the Puberty's Earthquake. But yeah, so I'm gonna take out that Crayola really fast with the Earthquake as he sends out Chichino. I do predict him to pack the Bullet Seed, fortunately, but I'm gonna switch out because Bullet Seed is definitely an obvious play as I send out my powerful LeBron James here as he's gonna go for a Tail Slap, and unfortunately LeBron I can't talk today, but LeBron's gonna get slapped in the face. So I mean, even though he returned to the Cavaliers, there are still some people who does not like him, leaving Cleveland in the first place. But yeah, his Chichino can't really do anything, so I'm gonna predict him to switch out as I go for a Pursuit, as getting as much damage as I can to his Chichino because Chichino is a very fast Pokemon. But here he goes for Stealth Rocks. I don't want to risk him going for a Shell Smash, so it's when just straight away just go for damage as go for Iron Head. That's my best bet against his Omastar, but fortunately he stayed in as he goes for a Hydro Pump. I know I can live this because I am Assault Vested, and LeBron's gonna take the match away and just take out this Lower Helix for powerful knockoff because LeBron's gonna maybe Cleveland can win this year. You never know, man. You never know in the playoffs, but he's gonna switch to his Claw Whisper. I'm just staying because I'm Assault Vested. Maybe I can live a hit, but actually he goes for an Aura Sphere and gets a crit on me. I guess that crit doesn't matter because Claw Whisper is a beast when it comes to, when he specs and all, but I predict him to be like choice in some fashion, so I'm going to go out to my Golbat as I get a Defog. I could have predicted him to go for a Doublade and double out, but I do want to get the Defog out because Shift Tree is my Focus Sash, and that's more important to me than, having rocks on my opponent's side, I feel. But I'm going to switch out because, he's going to go for some kind of offensive physical attack, so here comes Puberty again as he sets up a Swords Dance in my face. So pretty much Puberty is gonna hopefully tank a hit as I go for an EQ, doing as much damage to this Doublade as possible. As next turn he goes for a Shadow Claw, pretty much telling me maybe he does not pack the Shadow Sneak because if you pack Shadow Claw, you may not pack the Shadow Sneak because that's 2 Ghost type move. But I'm gonna send out the start MVP of my team here and go for a Flare Blitz and hopefully take out this Doublade. And fortunately for me it does, even with the Eviolite. Combusting looking strong, going for that powerful Flare Blitz Life Orb. Yeah, Life Orb, guys. Life Orb Combusken as I get off a Speed Boost. So yeah, so this Combusken says basically Flare Blitz, Low Kick, Swords Dance, and Protect. Unfortunately, I was not able to have a powerful Combusken showcase here, but he's gonna go for a Water Pulse, finishing up my mascot. So unfortunately, come for Combusken, he did his job. He stopped a Doublade or potentially sweeping my team. As I'm gonna send out my Power Tengu is set up a Sunny Day because I am Chlorophyll. Hopefully, because he is Choice and I'm Sash, so I should be able to live whatever hit this, Claw Whisper for me. As long as he doesn't get Confusion, on this Water Pulse, and he does. So that pretty much screws up my strategy to sweep with Shift Tree, because he does have a Chlorophyll and he can just fire off some Dark Pulse into Solar Beam and win me the match. But unfortunately, he has to get confused, man. I'm like a confusion magnet when it comes to Water Pulse. That's recently been happening to me, unfortunately. But I'm gonna switch out to Go Back because I don't want that confusion to stay on my Shift Tree for too long, as my opponent does go for a U-turn, I guess predicting me a switch, or I mean U-turn was the safest play anyway because it is 4 times effective against my Shift Tree basically. So I'm gonna go for a Brave Bird on this Clawitzer and potentially take it out, but of course not, because I do not have any investment into the mighty Golbat, as he goes for an Ice Beam, finishing off my Golbat. So Golbat, he's gonna fall to the power of the Clawitzer. But yeah, I'm gonna send out my Tengu once again and go for a Solar Beam because I don't need a charge because the sun is still up and I'm Chlorophyll, so I'm gonna blast this Clawitzer. Yeah, destroying this Clawitzer. So bye bye Clawitzer. Man, you caused so much trouble, man. This match should be ended like a lot sooner. But you gotta get that confusion, man. You gotta get that confusion. But he's gonna send out his Jolteon. I can live at least one Thunderbolt or Shadow Ball from Jolteon as I set up a Sunny Day. Pretty much try to wrap this thing up because Sunny Day guarantees me to outspeed the power of his Jolteon, because Jolteon is pretty damn fast in this tier, yo. So he's gonna switch out. I mean, there's really no reason to, because I can just fire off Solar Beams after Solar Beams, and taking out this Chichino here. So Chichino's gonna die to the power of without the Power Herb, but fully charged Solar Beam, take out this Chichino. So bye bye Chichino. And Shift Tree looking good here because he's all fast. Got that green plant cells all charged up with that Chlorophyll action. As I go for another Solar Beam, I don't think this would take out the Jolteon because Jolteon does have decent special defensive bulk. But Jolteon's gonna live on like 20 HP and gets off Thunderbolt, finishing off my Shift Tree. So Shift Tree definitely did good, and well, I guess except for that confusion part. But Life Orb eventually is gonna take out the Jolteon. But I'm just go for Felicia here, just slap this Jolteon in the face with a bam fake out, and that's gonna be the match. Because I mean, I do have the fake out Sucker Punch combination just in case Shift Tree doesn't pull through with the Solar Beam. So good match, Jear. He could have won the match because if he had sent out his his Chinchino at first when the sun was not up, he could just tail slap me to death, because he actually did not send the Chinchino at first because he thought my Shift Tree had Sucker Punch, so there was no point in sending out the Shift Tree. But my Shift Tree does not have to Sucker Punch because it's a special attacking Shift Tree. The reason why is because in later generations you can get Sucker Punch through a Move Tutor, but this Shift Tree was Poland bred, so there's no way for me to get Sucker Punch. So that's why it's fully invested special attack and Shift Tree. So if he had switched out to a Chichino at first instead of Jolteon on the Shift Trees, he would have won. So it happens. So yeah, so good game, Jear. So I'll see you guys later. Alright, peace out.